Hello, everybody. Welcome into the Computer America Show. We have a terrific program planned for you. In the first hour, we're doing computer technology news brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. And in the second hour, the GizWiz is going to be joining us. Mad Magazine's maddest writer, Dick DiBartolo, joining us for the second hour of the show. So welcome to the Computer America program. We'll be starting in exactly 30 seconds from now.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Broadcasting live, it's America's longest-running national radio talk show on computers, Computer America, hosted by national columnist Craig Crossman. Look for Craig's weekly column in your favorite newspaper. This show is being beamed nationwide at ComputerAmerica.com. Keep it here for technology news, computer products, guest interviews, and your phone calls. You're listening to Computer America.
Hello and welcome into the Computer America Show. It's the nation's longest-running, nationally syndicated radio talk show on computers. Computer America is heard around the world and coast to coast. And I'm your host, Craig Crossman.
And I'm your co-host, Ben.
And here we are on a Wednesday edition of the Computer America Show. Made it halfway through the week. And we have a terrific show planned for you, as always, in the first hour.
It's Hump Day.
It's Hump Day! Here in the
There
show.
you go.
Exactly. And we do have a terrific show planned for you. In the first hour, we're going to do computer and technology news brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. You know, we had a lot of stories that we really didn't even get to yesterday, so we'll try to get to some of those on today's show. And in the second hour, it being the last Wednesday of the month, is Dick DiBartolo, the GizWiz, and Mad Magazine's maddest writer, is going to be joining us here on the show. Dick's yeah, he's a fun guy, and he finds all the cool things out there on the internet, be it technology or even non-technology products. But
and you know, I kind of don't want to gloss over, you know, just finding things on the internet. He does a lot of legwork where he actually goes out to these, you know, to a lot of conventions, be it hardware tools or toys or, you know, actually cameras and things like that. He does a lot of legwork to bring us a lot of you know, new stuff.
Yeah, he goes to a lot of the big conventions too. Like, for example, he just went to the National Hardware Show, and he found all kinds of barbecue gadgets, technology and otherwise. And also, he went to he goes to conventions, lots of different ones, and he finds some of the really cool things there. And then
he takes great videos. I mean, just a lot of good content that we're going to have in the second hour.
Yep, and again. And speaking of videos, you can watch the show as well as listen to it. Head over to ComputerAmerica.com, and that was our any page there. You'll see it says Show Lounge. Just click it. You'll be taken to our live video streaming page where you can watch everything. Ben has the technology to display websites, videos, movies, that type of thing, and you can actually see what we're talking about as well as hear the show. Also, that's true whether it be for the news portion of our show or for the Dick DiBartolo's appearance. We strongly suggest, highly recommend the live video streaming. Of course, we always love to hear from you. We keep our phone lines open, 347-884-8881, 347-884-8881. We'll get you on and get you through. Also, if you don't want to call in, but you have a comment or question, again, head over to ComputerAmerica.com. Any page on the upper right-hand corner, it says Submit a Question. Just click it because it's a link. You'll be taken to our question submission page. You can type your comment, question, whatever. Hit the submit button. Ben and I will see what you've typed instantaneously. So it's just another way to communicate with us. Anything and everything we do here at Computer America is reflected at ComputerAmerica.com because it is the internet home of our radio broadcasts, and certainly should take advantage of that that effort. Okay, now a couple of quick things. Schedule change wise, those of you again go to Computer America. If you go to under our guest calendar, it's under the press releases, news, and info. under the guest calendar, you'll see our public you just click it, you go to the public calendar there, and you'll see that Friday there will be no live show. It's going to be a best of the program. And also on Monday, it's going to be no live show. Again, because of the Memorial Day holiday, we'll be doing a best of program. And so, you'll just get a best of. I know, but we'll be back on Tuesday, so don't worry too much. And in that spirit, because tomorrow's going to be the last show of the week, we are going to do our social media winner. So for those who participate in a social media contest, don't worry, we will be calling out a winner tomorrow rather than Friday, because Friday will be a best of show. So anything else? I don't know. I have stories from yesterday that we didn't use. So I'm going to use some of those. I assume you have others, or maybe you'll send them to me. Okay. Anything else you want to mention before we get?
My registration for E3 it just got sent through, so hopefully I'm all set up for that, and we're gonna have a lot of coverage with again our friends over at Pop Zara. They're actually sending a crew out there. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it out this time this year, but yeah, I know, very sad.
Yeah.
But they're gonna be on the floor, kind of doing the legwork, and then we'll try to get as many companies that would like to come on the show and talk about any kind of new games or systems or any kind of peripherals that they may be showing out there at E3, and actually get them on the show to do a little bit more in-depth interviews, and then of course lots and lots of news stories coming out from that as well. So I think E3 is going to be well covered, even if physically Computer America is not going to be there.
All right. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, I was talking with Nathan Evans. He is the managing editor of Pop Zara, and he says that he's going to make sure that you are hooked up, and that we're going to have all the interviews. And he tried to make us feel better, saying, "Oh, E3 isn't what it used to be," and it may not be.
That is the weirdest thing about. I think people go out to these conventions, and even guys who have been out there 3 times at most. They say, last year was better. This show's really going downhill. This is awful. Nothing is ever as good as people remembered it.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, as someone new, kind of going there for the first time, and again, I can only speak to CES, but as someone's first time, that place is like tech mecca. It is insane the amount of stuff they have out there, and the number of presenters and how much just kind of innovations that people are trying to show off and kind of get attention to. It is crazy how much is going on, and then these guys go out there who've been there before, and they're like, it's not that good. I think they're desensitized.
You think that it's it kind of wears off. They become jaded, Terry.
I think it's better than nothing. They act like they walk in, they're like, yeah, I got to go talk to Intel, and it's blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, you are interviewing the latest, biggest companies about all their newest stuff. And they're like, but last year they had cupcakes in the lounge, and now they only have pedophores. So, each their own. I don't know. I think it's easy to become desensitized, but I think if you've never been to one of these conventions, you're going to be blown away.
And I would tend to agree with you on that point. Well, okay. So we will get you more information as E3 draws closer to. We'll get more information about how we're going to be covering what we're going to be covering out there. But as I mentioned, no live show on Friday. We'll have our social media winner of the week, and also Monday there'll be no live show. It's the Memorial Day weekend, so we're going to take that Monday off as well. But we'll have best of shows for you. Okay. Anything else before we start doing some news stories?
Anything else? No. I think I am good to go.
Okay, well, let's do some computer news. Today's computer and technology news is brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. You can visit them at slimwareutilities.com to clean, speed up, and optimize your Windows system. Check them out. Head over to slimwareutilities.com. Really, we got some amazing products over there. We use all of them. We highly recommend them. You'll be very glad that you did. You'll thank us for it. please check them out. slimwareutilities.com.
All right. And Craig, I think I'm going to offer the first story over to you.
Okay. Well, the first story, and this is from BGR, and it's time to start speculating about the iPhone 7. I mean, it's not that far away. And
you know what I heard on the news the other day? Speaking of speculating, and this is the first time I had heard anything like that about an Apple launch.
Yeah.
But I had actually heard a commentator, and I completely forget which publication they were from, but it was one of the large media organizations, CNN or Fox or one of those. Anyways, large audience, and they had a tech expert on. I'm going to use air quotes, tech expert, saying that a lot of people are saying, he was very careful to say he did not say, but he's saying that a lot of people believe the iPhone 7 is going to be dead on arrival.
DOA?
As in it will be outdated, outclassed, and generally not very desired as soon as it hits the market.
Well, and if there's the BGR, it's sort of in line with what he's saying. Normally, when you go to a next number, not when you go to a 6 or to a 6S or
Apple has a kind of thing where they go to a number and then they add an S or a G or whatever, and they have like a middle iteration.
Right. But when you go to a main number, you expect to see some major changes. And evidently, some of the rumors flying around are saying that the iPhone 7, it's not going to be a major change. Now, this story is from BGR. Zach Epstein wrote this. He said, with just 4 months to go until Apple's new iPhone 7 and 7 Plus are released, already leaks are definitely picking up the pace. He says, it makes sense in light of the recent news that the iPhone 7 production is now underway. Apple has never been able to keep a lid on things once workers at its manufacturing partners' plants, in China would have to get their hands on the new phone parts. They're going to leak it. And so basically, he goes on to say that they have seen some leaked photos for what they believe is their first look at the genuine iPhone 7 in the flesh, because there are a lot of leaks that are phony, and they're actually they're renderings. They look very real, they look very cool, they look very sleek, and every single rendering I think that I've ever seen of an upcoming iPhone is so way off. I would say, oh, that'd be so cool, but it never really hits it. So, but now they're saying that these first photos are lackluster. I guess that's the best way to describe it.
That's not really a term that's thrown around a lot when Apple releases a new product.
I know, but that's what the story is. He says basically, as part of all the overall negativity on Apple that's going on right now, the idea that the upcoming new iPhone 7 is going to be boring has begun to permeate throughout the media. For some reason, he says this is a downbeat attitude is based solely on rumors surrounding the new iPhone's design. People in the know have suggested repeatedly that the new iPhone 7 will look a great deal like the current iPhone 6S.
And I feel like the general flow of information around these things usually starts with Apple files patents, and then people start talking, and then Apple orders parts and people start talking, and then Apple begins production and then people really start talking, and then Apple announces the product and it's ready to ship, a couple weeks later. Mm-hmm. So you get these rumor mills that start based on the things Apple patents, purchases, and manufactures, and then you get all the bells and whistles when they kind of officially announce what they've done. But we've gotten to the point where they've kind of ordered the parts to start manufacturing, and the patents look a lot like the current iteration of the iPhone 6S. The products that they ordered are essentially the same as body wise as they are for the current phone. And I feel like this idea that the media is kind of getting down on itself about the iPhone not being crazy revolutionary, like it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like they really don't know anything truly about it. Like they know, the parts, and they know that they're starting to make them, but Apple hasn't said what exactly is inside these things and what kind of software changes they've made. And the phone is still 90% in the dark. But then the media, and again, we're using a broad term, the media, it's sad on itself because like, oh, nothing's changed, boo-hoo, and then they just keep talking that same line until Apple finally launches.
Yeah, but now again, they're showing some photo of this, and supposedly this photo came from Weibo, which Weibo.com, which is by a user who has a Chinese name. I'm not going to begin to try to pronounce it, but basically, it's a lot of the parts are manufactured in China, and evidently these leaks are beginning to come out of China. And when you look at the picture, it basically, it looks a lot like an iPhone 6S, or even a 6. It looks the same. And they're saying from BGR that the sources are fairly reliable, and they believe these photographs to be authentic. And in the image, you see an iPhone that it looks a great deal like an iPhone 6 and 6S. On the plus side, the camera lens is huge compared to the one on the 6S, though. It's a really big lens. I will grant that. Suggesting that we can expect a dramatically improved camera on the next generation iPhone. On the flip side, the redesigned antenna lines follow a better path than the current ones, but they appear to be significantly thicker and still just as ugly. So he ends up the article by saying, is this the real deal? Production is underway and all signs point to yes, but obviously nothing is 100% confirmed until Apple unveils its new iPhone 7 and 7 Plus this coming September. In the meantime, this photo likely gives us a good idea of what we can expect. I don't know if you have a picture you can put up and show the article. I don't know if you have that.
I don't at the moment, sorry.
All right. And then he asked the question, well, why would Apple release a new iPhones that look just like the old iPhones? That's a good question. He said that will be much debated topic over the next coming months, but don't forget that a completely redesigned iPhone is expected next year for the iPhone's 10th anniversary. So I guess what he's saying is that the iPhone 8 is going to be radically different. I'm hoping that if it's not in the looks, that there are going to be the significant things that I'm looking for is water resistance. That would be really nice. Wireless charging. These are all things that are available now with other phones, so nothing radical. Water resistance, wireless charging, and obviously
for me, honestly, I want better speakers in the iPhone. I mean, I'm currently just using iPhone 5S, but you have the 6S, and I got to be honest, there's really not much difference when it comes to speaker quality between the two. And I know, I should not be expecting huge booming sound out of a smartphone, but still, I have problems hearing people, I'm sorry, I have trouble hearing my own phone when I play music, just a couple feet away. Like, I really do hope that they, kind of go back to the drawing board and look at speaker technology for phones.
Well, one of the things, if you look at a picture from the article, there are the little air holes. Currently the speaker air holes are only on the right side of the phone. On the left side is where they normally have the headphone jack. Now, if it's what I think it's going to be, if the headphones are going to be truly wireless, it's going to be wireless headphones, it makes sense that they can then put another set of speaker holes on the bottom, and that's what I'm seeing. They're showing speaker holes on both the left and
I mean, speaker holes is not a speaker. There's a lot more hardware, or there's a lot more hardware that needs to go into it to, really utilize another section of the iPhone.
But what I'm saying is that the physics allows of speakers, it's going to allow more air to pass through when you have more openings at the bottom. So and when you get down to this kind of size, that's kind of crucial. So it looks like they'll have a better air path to the speakers on this model, if in fact what we're looking is the truth. And again, it kind of goes along with the fact that, as I said, the other thing that I'm hoping is wireless earbuds. And if that's true, then they don't need.
Well, that's definitely happened. I think they've pretty much confirmed that.
All right. So my thing is wireless earbuds, waterproof, and wireless connect and charging. So I'm hoping those three things make it to the iPhone 7. And from what I'm seeing in this picture, it looks like that may actually happen. But,
Well, wireless charging will be nice, but until they figure out a way to reliably transfer data, and maybe they might just go pure Wi-Fi, but until they find a way to reliably transfer data, back up the whole phone continuously, pretty much replace the charging cable, that goes into your computer.
yeah.
Until they find a way to replace that, then I really don't see wireless charging being too much of a priority.
Well, again, the charging dock or the wireless or the cable, as you're saying, is right now you use to charge it and also transmit data. But of course, as you know, also so much of the information, it used to be you had to hook it up to iTunes. You don't have to do that anymore. All the data updates, backing up everything can be done via Wi-Fi now, and it does it while you're not even aware that it's being updated, which is really nice. Because it was a big ritual. Oh, okay, you would see it, and this is getting updated, and then the software is getting updated, and the operating system, and you would know it because it goes to this whole thing. You have to dock it to the computer. You don't have to do that anymore, and they haven't done it for some time. And perhaps maybe the next step is just taking it to the next level and saying, okay, well, we're going to do it all wireless now. We don't need you to dock it anymore, and you don't need and just get rid of that. And I think that's probably what's going to happen. I think the data.
That would be, completely possible. I mean, maybe not for every single person out there, but like to say that Wi-Fi isn't a readily available technology is a lie. So, I mean, it's possible, but like that seems like an iPhone 8 radical redesign thing to me. It's like, oh, not only have we done away with earbuds, we've done away with every cable, guys. Don't even bother. Like that seems like a kind of a crazy new thing.
It may happen with the 7 as a possibility. It may happen because they're doing it now, And let's face it,
I think it's available on others, but I don't think anyone's ever, really made the leap to say you'll never. There is no place for you to put another cable in this phone. Like there is no way to put a cable in this phone.
If you look at Apple's history, we've seen this happen before. We've seen it happen, for example, I mean, with things as early as the floppy disk, they got rid of it with the CD-ROM.
Right. I've yet to see a phone with a floppy disk drive.
Apple is not shy on cutting the cord with older technology moving forward. They've done it before, and they're going to continue to do it. And I think that the next thing is going to be the wired charging or the wired data transfer. I think the next step they're going to do is saying we're getting rid of all the wired connections. It's all going to be wireless. And it's possible it might be for the 8, but we might see some of it begin to appear with the iPhone 7. And certainly by the 8, I think we will see it completely happen. Okay.
That does not seem entirely impossible.
Okay.
At least as far as headphone goes. So again, did the article mention, or Craig, do you know off the top of your head when the Apple conference is?
Yeah, it's in September. It says in September. The exact
September. So 3 months.
June, July, August, September. No, it's 4 months.
4
June,
months.
July, August, and September. And it's usually the first or second week in September. Typically, if you look at I'm sure if you Google it, it'll be sometime in September.
Right. So 3 or 4 months, depending on how you look at it. So we'll know more then.
Yep.
But until then, I would just like to caution everyone to say that the media is going to get sad at any rate. The media likes to get sad and likes to be miserable and complain and talk because hey, we have a lot of airtime to fill. So until then, just kind of sit on it and enjoy the phone you have. And I'm sure Apple isn't just going to release, oh, it's a little bit faster than your iPhone 6S. Congratulations.
Yeah.
And they're definitely doing something.
And by the way, we've got a comment from one of our listeners on this topic from Jonathan. Thanks, Jonathan. He says, I don't see why they expect the next iPhone to be drastically different in design. Anytime Apple makes significant changes, it's met with people complaining, like when they switched to the Lightning connector. He says, look at modern cars. There may not be any external cosmetic differences from one model to the next. Most of the changes are internal. So, brings up a good point. Thanks, Jonathan, for that. And
But I think people expect it from technology. I think people expect that, if you're going to upgrade for something impressive. And, Apple being Apple, I really do think people expect a little bit more from them. Right or wrong, Apple has built a reputation that whenever they release something new, my God, it is revolutionary in the field.
Especially when it's a major number, like when it's a whole number, from 5 to 6 to 6, that type of thing, 6 to 7.
Right. So, and I think a lot of people are going to be let down if they don't improve, the camera to a large extent, if they don't improve the processing speed, if they don't improve the charging rate, the battery life, the phone heft, the phone toughness of the glass. I feel like if they don't, kind of wow the audience, the audience walks away feeling, that wasn't that good. And that's what Apple can't afford.
Okay. Well, I'm sure that they probably know that, and maybe we'll be surprised.
Oh, yeah, no, they're working on it.
Okay.
All right. So I think for our next story, and just pulled up a fresh batch. So Craig, you should be getting those soon. How about this one? We have a little bit of time before the break. We are going to go with the next Pokemon Go sneak peek has finally happened. I believe, I haven't truly read this article yet, but I read it in a couple places, that Pokemon Go now has a beta that is available for smartphones. And as soon as this loads, but for all of you that don't know, Pokemon Go, Pokemon, of course, been around since the 90s. Very, very popular kid show. Game Boy game, just all around toy franchise that is Pokemon. It's huge. So here we have this one from Popular Science saying that official photos from the upcoming augmented reality game are finally out. And what makes this so different is that Pokemon before, you purchase a Game Boy, you put in the cartridge, and you play the game. And you play it through and through, all while staring at this little, 3-4 inch screen. And, that was the world of Pokemon. Now with Pokemon Go, it's taking it a different kind of approach where it's going to be on your smartphone. So first of all, radical, new design, because Nintendo loves Nintendo exclusive titles, but it's going to be on the smartphone, and it's going to utilize cameras on your phone that will project Pokemon into the real world.
Augmented reality, yeah.
Augmented reality to a smaller extent. And, depending on where you are and where you go, you will find different Pokemon. So, this is very exciting for a lot of people because it's going to add that level of personalization because, just like any other video game, like if you're playing Angry Birds, it's not like if you're playing it in the Southern Hemisphere, they're going to change it to penguins. No, it's, no matter where you are, games really don't care about your location. Augmented reality Pokemon Go, though, depending on where you are physically and where you point your camera, you're going to see different Pokemon. If you are in, the northern part with a lot of snow and things like that, you may get, kind of ice, winter, water Pokemon. If you go to the beach, you'll get water Pokemon. If you go to the forest, you'll get grass Pokemon. If you go to the mountains, you get rock Pokemon. It's all very dependent on where you are. And, it blends in that level of augmented reality because you're going to have to go out and find them. This game is going to have a pedometer feature where, maybe every couple hundred steps you find a Pokemon, but it's going to highly encourage you to get out and find Pokemon. You're not going to be able to just sit in your home and find these things. You're going to have to get outside and explore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. So, and not a lot of video games actually actively encourage you to, go outside. So if you're watching the video portion of the show, we're going to have to maybe continue this on the other side of the break. But if you're watching, they have the shop here, it's obviously going to be transactions built into the game, but there's also screenshots of just what to expect. And it's a lot of different looking kind of scenarios, and also it shows almost a grid map, Google Map kind of deal that will show you where the nearest Pokemon is, and potentially how to go get it. So obviously, I don't think they're going to make kids walk blocks away from their home to find a Pokemon, but I think it's going to be a certain number of steps, and then it's going to activate. So,
really, I mean, to me, the idea of playing a game and getting off the couch, getting out and still playing the game, getting out in the open and playing, I think the only thing that reminds me of is when I was younger, we would do real life treasure hunts, where you'd have to go all over the city or go around, and you had clues and you had to find things, and you were playing the game, but you were actually doing it by going out and looking for these things. What did they call it? It was called not treasure hunts. It was like I can't think of the name. I'll think of it when it comes.
Geocaching?
No, but we didn't have geocaching back then. Anyway, we're going to take a break. We've got a news principles review from Marty Winston coming up. You're listening to the Computer America Show. Ben and I are doing computer technology news brought to you by Slimmer Utilities. We will be right back with lots more. Stay with us. You're listening to Computer America.
Sometimes disaster strikes. Data can be lost due to many different reasons. Accidental reformatting, power spikes, virus attacks. Zero Assumption Recovery provides a suite of highly effective and thorough data recovery software for Windows operating systems. ZA is suitable for home users and small businesses who need a powerful data recovery solution for Windows and Linux file systems.
Go to z-a-recovery.com.
Sometimes disaster strikes. Data can be lost due to many different reasons. Accidental reformatting, power spikes, virus attacks. Zero Assumption Recovery provides a suite of highly effective and thorough data recovery software for Windows operating systems. ZA is suitable for home users and small businesses who need a powerful data recovery solution for Windows and Linux file systems.
Go to z-a-recovery.com.
Hi, this is Craig Crossman, host of the Computer America Show. You have important meetings to schedule. Your company's getting ready for its IPO, and you're in charge of the PTA fundraiser this month. So how do you coordinate everyone to be available at the same time? Are you still using emails, phone calls, even text messages to schedule meetings with a group of people? How's that working out for you? Not so great, huh? It's a fact that every day you can easily propose available times to each member. Each one checks off the times that they are available, and then you simply pick the time that works best for the group, all in an easy-to-read display that integrates with your existing calendar. Nothing could be more simple. Give Doodle a try for free, and like millions of Doodle users, you'll truly see how easy it is to find the perfect date and time for all your meetings. That's
So he wants to harvest the lead in city water to make bullets? Hi, Marty Winston with a News Tips Bulletin Review for Computer America. This time, the Hagen Cat Senses 2.0 Super Circuit. Steve Martin said his cat would go online and order cat toys. If there's a cat anywhere you get your work done, you know how much they like to get between you and your keyboard, not actually laying on your keyboard. Often a cat will come to you when there's nothing that's more interesting to do. So we got in the Cat Senses 2.0 Super Circuit from Hagen for review. It's a raceway you configure with straight and curved covered sections, up and down channel heights, and a ball inside. It's fun, and as soon as you're done playing with it, your cat may want to take over. Bottom line, the Hagen Cat Senses 2.0 Super Circuit is a great way for cats who want to have a ball to have fun not being quite able to get it. Marty Winston, News Tips Bulletin for Computer America.
And welcome back to the Computer America Show. It is 30 minutes past the hour, and we are here doing computer technology news brought to you by Slimmer Utilities. As we go over the latest stories of the day, I think we're pretty much done with this last story with Pokemon Go, sneak peeks. No real confirmed release date yet, but obviously people are expecting it in later 2016. It's going to be, a pretty big deal for Nintendo because it's really one of the first times they're bringing such a large franchise, such as Pokemon, to smartphones in any, in any sense of the word. So, bridging that gap between those revered franchises and smartphones that we all have in our pockets. I've told the story over and over again that a non-legitimate copy of Pokemon Yellow was released to the iOS store, to the Apple store, and it hit number one about 10 hours after it was launched. Because it looked official and people liked the game so much that they went on their phones. It launched about 10 hours after, or it hit number one about 10 hours after it launched, before it was pulled, because all it did was take $5 of your money, you launch the app, and it crashes your phone. That's all it did. That kind of gives you an idea for how much people really want something like a Pokemon game for their smartphone. They're willing to jump at literally nothing if it gives them a chance. So, Pokemon Go, it's a different kind of game, augmented reality, using new technology, and of course, Pokemon. So, what could go wrong? No release date, but looking forward to it. And of course, new screenshots are out. So that's that.
All right. Well, getting back to the smartphones, I have to say that I've been I don't like to use the word loyal. I've just been a very an avid user of Apple products over the years. I mean, I had the original iPhone when it first came out, the very first one, and have migrated through all the different.
If there's anyone that's an Apple fanboy, it's kind of you, Craig. You use them for your personal PC experience, even though currently that's only about 4% of the workplace of anyone using a PC is Apple.
And I have to say that my wish list for the next iteration of the iPhone, everything on that wish list is already available for Samsung. The waterproof, water resistance, wireless charging, wireless earbuds, that type of thing is available. Okay, and I'm hoping it'll be, but it's there. I think Apple's a little behind the times at this point. And this next story again from BGR, I'm looking at this and I go, oh my gosh, Samsung really is just jumping on. Now, we've heard of flexible displays. They've been out for some time, but just basically in the labs, nothing for the consumers. But now, according to this story, again from BGR, Chris Smith, he says, Samsung's been teasing us with flexible and foldable smartphones and tablets. And, the Galaxy 7 both have that Edge versions with the curved displays, and they are, he says they're beautiful screens. He says, but the curve isn't a must-have feature in a smartphone. However, Samsung is working on a different type of foldable display, and he says that's something to be excited about. Rumors claim that a Galaxy X flagship smartphone will join the Galaxy S and Galaxy Note lines next year, sporting a flexible display. We're talking about a display that will literally roll up. The technology is apparently already there, and Samsung has already demoed a rollable OLED screen in San Francisco at the SID 2016 event. And again, this is that's the other thing. It's an OLED screen, which means the display is going to be gorgeous. OLED produces one of the most visually striking displays out there today. We were just talking about
O and OLED standing for organic, so everything looks much more, kind of photorealistic.
And we were just talking about the line of TVs that's coming from LG that are OLED. And these TVs are like they're almost like razor thin. They're so thin, but the colors are phenomenal, and even their glass, the glass screens are actually translucent from the back. You can actually see through them. So it's an amazing technology. But evidently, Samsung is going to the rumors that they're going to have these now. They actually showed a rollable screen measuring 5.7 inches diagonally, offering full HD resolution. When rolled up, the OLED panel hides away in a metal cylinder that has the radius of about 10 millimeters. That is really small. The foldable OLED screen weighs just 5 grams and is 0.3 millimeters thick, and that's without a touch layer on top of it. Okay, that's just the screen. The technology is impressive and could help Samsung and other smartphone makers bring new form factors into the smartphone market. Compact devices that can be tuned into phablets or small tablets with the help of a foldable screen. We've seen examples of this. There was a sci-fi TV show on back in the late 90s, and their communicator was exactly like this. It was like a little cylinder, and they would pull it out. It would just come out, and you would see the infant, and then you let go and it'll go back in. It was just gorgeous.
See, and that's not a coincidence. Again, you said back in the 90s, imagine someone growing up seeing that when they were 10 or so, 10, 11, 12, and then they go to school, become an electrical engineer, mechanical engineer, computer scientist, whatever you need to do to make this, and they work through the ranks, and now they're 30, now they're 40, 45, 50 years old, leading the team for Samsung, to make their new foldable screens. What are you going to draw on? You draw on what your imagination, can think of, and your imagination is shaped by what you've seen in the past. It's not shocking that, smartphones started looking like tricorders. I mean, it's just these people grow up seeing these things in pop culture, and then they go out and make them for real.
Make them for real. It's an excellent point. One of the things, another one, existing reports say Samsung's foldable smartphone will fold in half like a wallet. I've seen demonstrations of that too, but Samsung has yet to announce any product. But they have provided some videos. Ben if you're watching the live video stream, Ben has been playing the video for you to see, and I think we're in for some amazing things, and it's unfortunate that we're not seeing anything like this coming from Apple. And it seems that they have so much to do and so much invested in this, and it seems to me that they're starting to fall behind the times. We need to see something radical coming from Apple other than just a better camera, and they need to do something. Otherwise, they won't. They're going to lose ground. So. Hopefully, we'll see.
Yeah, I feel like Apple's actually working on a lot of things, I think, in the background, and we actually have a story about that. Let's give Apple the benefit of the doubt here, because it seems that they are working on a lot of things behind the scenes. But as for what they're actually doing with their flagship lines, with their iMacs, with their smartphones and tablets, they really aren't doing anything, crazy revolutionary. But I think it's because behind the scenes, they're about to get into a lot more marketplaces than one would think Apple traditionally would belong. So let's go over to Engadget, and Engadget has a story here about Apple is reportedly looking into making electric car charging stations.
Okay.
So Apple car charging stations. So and this is again from Engadget. Mr. John Fingus, and of course, any electric car maker worth its salt knows that the vehicle are only as good as the charging stations that keep them running, and that includes Apple. So Reuters, they have a lot of good sources over there, understand that Apple is asking charging station manufacturers about their technology for the sake of its oft-rumored electric car project. And by the way, that is a huge rumor that refuses to die, because it seems like every couple weeks they hire on a new expert in the field of electric cars. So it makes tons of sense that they are now looking into this technology, kind of fuel to the fire. So it's not certain how deep the talks go or who's involved. However, NRG Energy issued a vague response, knowing that it's talking to every potential manufacturer of tomorrow. And of course, we wouldn't rule it out then. So there's more evidence than that. An unnamed worldwide engineering company has already offered to help Apple build charging stations. Again, from Reuters. Meanwhile, Apple has publicly hired EV charging experts from EV being electric vehicle charging experts from BMW, Georgia Tech, and Google. So if true, the approach is a logical fit for Apple. Part of what makes Tesla so great is that they have charging stations strategically placed all up and down popular highways,
Yeah.
so that you can drive a couple thousand miles only on electric cars.
Yeah.
So if Apple's hoping to break into the same market space as Tesla is currently occupying, then they're going to need their own brand of charging stations to make sure that, yes, you can build a car with a couple hundred miles of range on an electric car, but if you don't have those really fast and efficient charging stations, then people aren't going to use them as everyday car, or they're only going to use them as everyday cars and not use them as their primary mode of transportation, which is, obviously very big to people who want to purchase a car.
I just hope Apple learns, from the past, and here we go again, that whatever they come up with of a solution, that it's not proprietary, that, if I'm driving a Tesla, I can't use an Apple charging station or vice versa. They have to make these things work together. To make this successful, Apple, whatever Apple innovation Apple comes up with, it's got to be compatible with all electrical vehicles, especially like Tesla.
Yeah, no, it's. I think electric car technology is going to be pretty similar across the board, but it's going to be the placement of them. Because if you are, I would hate to think that they're going to, kind of say, oh no, you can only fuel up at a Tesla station, or oh, you can only fuel up at an Apple station. But if you have a larger network available to you through Tesla, that's going to be a huge selling point for Tesla. If Apple can get these things out there and say, oh, and we have Apple charging stations, every, 7,500 miles of the highway, then that's going to be, again, another great selling point for their electric cars, if they are even coming out with them. Because again, they've made hires, their rumors refuse to die, but they have yet to say anything publicly about an Apple electric car.
Well, there you go. All right. Well, we continue to computer and technology, and it is brought to you by Slimware Utilities. And this next one is kind of hits close to home, and the fact that a lot of people have Chromecast. I have a Chromecast, love it. It's great. But according to this story from Popular Science, is Xbox TV coming? We may soon see a Chromecast competitor. Okay. Microsoft might be gearing up to release a Chromecast competitor aligned with the Xbox brand. The Verge reports that internet speculation suggests two forms that such a device might take if it's to be announced in next month's E3 Expo. I guess that's where they would announce it. The device could allow users to remotely access an existing console on a second TV via a dongle, for instance, very much like what you do now with the Chromecast. The other option sounds more like an Xbox One Lite, which has the Xbox Live experience but is not capable of running current generation games. The second option sounds a lot like an Apple TV or any number of other streaming-centric devices. The sources for the rumors sound promising, but obviously we're not going to know for sure until next month. But there you go, Xbox TV. Might be coming.
And that is, again, something that could possibly be coming out of E3. E3, of course, huge into everything Xbox, PlayStation, what have you. Hopefully Nintendo. Nintendo came out and said that their new console would not be showed off this year at E3. But E3, just anything to do with electronic entertainment, that is the place to be. So. Yes. Again, that's why we're going to be providing as much coverage as possible for that.
Yep.
How about we move on to... Okay, here's one. We covered it a bit, and we covered it a bit last Gamer Tuesday. It was a game called Overwatch. Overwatch is a first-person shooter by Blizzard, by Activision Blizzard, and it is the first franchise released in like 15 years or something like that. The first new franchise released by Blizzard in like 15 years. Ever since, they released Warcraft and they released StarCraft and then Diablo, I think.
Speaking of Warcraft, still seeing more and more ads for the Warcraft movie. Which is
and the Warcraft movie is coming out in a couple days. Blizzard has already made a couple tweaks, because Oh, for anyone out there who does not know, if you've never had the opportunity to play Warcraft before, if you go out and purchase, they're making this deal in almost every country that the Warcraft movie is showing in. But if you go out, watch the movie, I assume you're going to get some kind of promo card with your ticket, and you will be able to download the full World of Warcraft game and play it for free for 1 month. So right now, that's about a $20 offer that you're going to get for free. All you do is kind of take your ticket or whatever promo thing they give you, and you get a month free of WoW. So that's their way. That's their way of trying to tie in the video game with the movie and trying to get people enthusiastic about playing the game again.
What do you? I'm just kind of curious. What do you thought? Do you think the movie is going to be successful? Do you think it's going to do well?
I don't think it's going to blow anyone's mind. From the people who have already seen it, and they've done a lot of early screenings, from the people who've seen it, they're very happy with it. And the people who have no idea what is going on in WoW, or I'm sorry, who have no idea what's going on in Warcraft, they seem to enjoy it as well. If you can take it at face value, that it is a fantasy game, kind of like a fantasy movie. But no one has come back and said it's going to blow you away. Like no one has ever said this thing is going to smash box office records. I think it's going to be one of the rare few video game to movie kind of crossovers that it's going to do well, but it's not going to be, oh, Blizzard is now an exclusively movie centric company. It's going to do well. That's just it, just well.
All right. Okay.
So, but again, it's a nice movie, and of course, I think a lot of people are going to see it just because, hey, it's Warcraft, and go support that kind of stuff. So, but anyways, back to Overwatch. It was released actually yesterday, Tuesday. So, yesterday. It was in beta there for a weekend. I tried it out then. Really, really great game, as you expect from Blizzard. Lots and lots of polish, and it officially launched midnight Tuesday morning, and people have been playing it ever since. They were actually having people wait in a digital queue just to download the game, or I'm sorry, just to purchase the game. So, they almost sold out of digital copies, I think is what a lot of people were saying. The demand was so high. And, people who play it say that it's pretty balanced. The gameplay is really fun. And it's everything that you expect. Like first-person shooter video games, there's only ever been not Call of Duty, Counter-Strike. There we go, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and that has been the only esports style first-person shooter. And Overwatch has invested a lot into making sure that this game is balanced, and they want to make it the next esports style video game, so that those pictures that you see of people playing video games and selling out stadiums to watch two teams battle it out, that's what Blizzard is hoping Overwatch is going to be. They hope it's going to be the next great big team competitive game.
Weren't they hoping they're getting ready to re-release Doom? And I thought Doom was also a first-person shooter.
Doom is, but that's not Activision Blizzard.
Okay, no, but I'm saying, but as a competitor, do you think it's going to?
No, Doom has really good reviews if you just want to kind of relive the ambiance that is Doom. And the multiplayer I hear is actually kind of kind of cliche when it comes to shooting games. But just as a Doom game, if you like Doom, it's a good reboot. You're definitely going to enjoy that. Although I think it's like Doom 4, not technically a reboot. But no, this is something different. This is something where they expect people to actually compete against each other in a very different way, because this one utilizes about 20 different champions that you are actively switching between. It's not just like, oh, here's your one character and you have to do this, this, and this. Like it's actively making you switch. So, anywho, because they have such a well-balanced game already, next month they will be launching a ranked version of this. Yeah. So it's going to be, a tiered ladder, and the better you do, the higher your rank goes, and you'll be matched with better and better people.
All right.
providing an outlet for those who are very, very competitive instead of just playing game after game without anything to show for it. And yeah, that's coming next month. It's going to be, hugely popular. Overwatch already a very, very successful game, and hopefully, even though it's Blizzard, and they really, they've done some good things with esports. I think this is one that has the potential to be really, really nice with esports. Play very nicely with esports.
All right. Well, while we have time for a couple more stories here, I'm going to go ahead and do this one from Tech Hive, that Apple is developing a Siri speaker to rival Amazon Echo and Google Home. Well, there was a call there I was hoping to take, but they just disappeared. Oh, okay. Go for that. Anyway, by the way, if you call our show, you have to give us a little time, to answer the phone.
Well, and it's funny. We get a lot of callers, but a lot of callers, they call in, and I kind of pull them off to the side, and I'm like, hi, thanks for calling in. Do you have a question? And I got to tell you, 8 times out of 10, it's people who call into the show and they just listen on their phones.
Okay.
So, interesting that that's one way the Blog Talk really, kind of lets you listen in.
Yes, it is. Okay.
Very, very confusing way for people to listen.
All right. So anyhow, to continue on this report, Sandy Berger is a huge fan of the Amazon Echo, but evidently, according to this report from Tech Hive, Apple is developing a Siri speaker to rival Amazon's Echo and Google Home.
Oh, thank goodness. I was worried we weren't going to get an Apple story in today. So,
Oscar Raimundo wrote this. He said, do you want to, if he's asking Siri if he wants to be the next Alexa. Evidently, Apple is reportedly developing a new product that will rely on Siri to activate certain features and capabilities, as well as pull up information from the web. The new product is expected to support a speaker and a microphone, which makes it a direct competitor to other smart devices like the Amazon Echo and the just announced Google Home. According to the information, Apple is preparing for the launch of this device by first offering a Siri software development kit for third-party developers. Opening the Siri platform will help improve Apple's virtual assistant by incorporating other apps and services that can be activated with voice commands. Right now, Siri can work with other apps like Yelp and OpenTable, and I've used that numerous times. It's nice. But these integrations are on a case-by-case basis of developers working directly with Apple. Mac Rumors reports that the Siri SDK could be introduced at the WWDC in June, the Worldwide Developer Conference, where Apple will require developers to use the tool responsibly. If a Siri SDK is announced at the WWDC, support for third-party apps might be baked into iOS 10, especially if a new HomeKit controller app is announced, as well as OS 10.12, since Siri for Mac is also rumored to be revealed at Apple's upcoming developers conference. Apple has been reportedly working on this Siri speaker since before Amazon launched the Echo last year. Wow. It remains unclear when Apple will officially announce the product. I guess Apple was kind of, they were working on this before the Amazon finally released the Echo. So I'm kind of curious if they would kind of sit back and they want to see what happened. Obviously, Amazon's Echo has been wildly successful. And so I think Apple wants to get in on the action.
It's weird to see Apple, kind of poised to get into the electric car market. Apple was poised to get into, the digital assistant market. Apple was poised to do this and that. I just wish that, I wish there was something we could sink our teeth into and say, here's what Apple is really doing behind the scenes. Because to a lot of people, it looks like a lot of nothing.
They're becoming an also-ran, which is not good. They're seeing what everybody else is doing, and then they come out with the version. He says here, that Siri's inefficiencies may be too glaring for Apple to ignore. Even standalone iOS virtual assistants like Hound and Viv are faster and more useful than Siri. Apple does not have a robust AI platform where Siri can keep learning, so it's relying on third-party developers to make its voice assistant more robust. That strategy worked with the Amazon Echo. It wasn't until Amazon released an Alexa SDK that the Echo started to gain traction. giving support for Spotify, Uber, Domino's Pizza, and all those other things that Sandy really loves. That transformed the smart speaker from a weird talking cylinder to a real-life assistant. However, there you go. So we might see something like this, a Siri-like speaker as well. The Worldwide Developer Conference is in June, so we will be hearing more about that as well. Coming up in the next hour, Dick DeBartolo is going to be joining us. He is Mad Magazine's maddest writer, and he is here to talk about some of the cool things that he finds on the internet. And he has some really interesting items to speak on, and he'll be joining us momentarily. We're going to take a short break, and then Dick will be joining us. You're listening to the Computer America Show. Dick DeBartolo, the GizWiz Mad Magazine's maddest writer. He's just back from the National Hardware Show. We're going to be talking about some of the barbecue gadgets and other goodies that he found there, and how to put some bounce into your step. Lots of great stories coming from Dick. We'll be right back momentarily. This is Computer America.
Broadcasting live, it's the only national radio talk show on computers to air every weeknight. Computer America, hosted by national columnist Craig Crossman. The first hour's behind us, but there's still more of tech news, tech talk, and your phone calls. We're being beamed nationwide at ComputerAmerica.com. You got computer problems? Bring them on. You're listening to Computer America. Computers run the world, and we run computers. Call us or send us an email to live@ComputerAmerica.com.
Hello and welcome into Hour 2 of the nation's longest-running, nationally syndicated radio talk show on computers. This is the Computer America Show, and I'm your host, Craig Crossman.
And I'm your co-host, Ben.
And welcome back into the second hour. If you missed the first hour of the show, we archive all of our programs at ComputerAmerica.com. Just head over to the website, the archive pull-down menu, and you can listen to the show again. All the different places that you can hear Computer America on the IRN radio network, the TuneIn radio network, the Blog Talk radio network, SoundCloud, Apple's iTunes, all available. And they're all available and all linkable at our website, ComputerAmerica.com. So we're going to get to that. I know Dick is waiting in the wings. Anything else you want to mention before we bring him on?
No. We did cover a lot in the first hour. If you missed any of that, a lot of great news stories from that. As always, check out our website for any past shows, and for the upcoming show, be sure to check out the video portion because we'll have everything up, as well as I'm sure videos from that Dick has made while he was out at the convention. Yeah, we're gonna have all that up on the video portion. So yeah, I'm good.
All right. Well, again, he's known as the GizWiz. He's Mad Magazine's maddest writer. Dick DeBartolo, of course, is mad about gadgets, and he's here to share some of them with us today. He's an official Computer America correspondent who appears here on the show every last Wednesday of the month. Dick, welcome to Computer America. How are you, sir?
I'm good, and you, sir?
We're doing fine.
How come you don't have a camera for the second month in a row?
We're having some technical issues, but hopefully next month
the Computer America Show is having technical issues.
Yeah,
we felt that.
I think I have to find a different show to be on.
Oh, no.
We felt that Ben's face could carry the show for both of us, so.
Okay.
Now, is your microphone turned on, Tab? Because it sounds to me like you're coming through your.
Again, you know what? I forgot with this. With Google, you have to actually physically turn it on again. How do you do it again on Google?
Go to the top of the Hangout screen.
The little thing. Yep, I got it.
And then there's a picture of a microphone, and you change to the.
And this is Dick without coffee.
Yes, and here we go.
And that should have done it.
That did it. That worked.
That is Dick with coffee.
No, it also seems to flip the video, right?
No. Video's fine.
Oh, okay.
Video's looks fine. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
So.
So you can't afford a camera? Is that it?
Any more so than you can afford it.
Craig's actually out of the office. We say technical difficulties. He's actually out of the office, and his background isn't really conducive to a good background.
Okay,
So-
okay, okay. And if you're not watching on video, I'll give you one other background thing that you don't know about. Even though Ben said his face can carry the video for two of them, he has a mic filter on there that is bigger than a basketball.
He just
So all you see is a mic screen with hair on it and a voice emanating from it. So anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, it pays to watch the video version.
By the way, I noticed in the background you have a Captain America shield. It looks like, and have you seen the latest Captain America?
I have not. Is it good?
That's wonderful. I saw it last weekend, and it's great. Absolutely. If you get a chance to see it, you should definitely see it.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. By the way, if you want to follow along, again, the one of the things you can do is you can go to the website GizWiz.biz. That's Dick's website, GizWiz.biz, and on there you'll see some banners, and the one that you want to scroll down to that says non-paid lackey fun on Computer America, and you click that, and you'll get to see all the different things that we're going to be talking about on today's show. Of course, if you're watching the live video stream, Ben will be displaying these in the background as well. So a couple things that you can do to kind of follow along. And one of the things as we kind of get things started is that you were at the National Hardware Show. What is that? Is that was that in New York?
Yes, it's no, out in Vegas again.
Vegas again. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm so tired of going to Vegas, but it's a big show, and it's kind of fun because they call it the hardware show, but there's the tailgating portion, and then the outdoor portion, and then the garden portion.
And I understand Bernie was out there.
Yeah, Bernie was out there with his self-burning grill.
Okay.
And so we're going to start out with three ways to barbecue things.
Okay.
So Bernie is very clever. It's the all-wood self-burning grill, and it's like a section of a tree. It probably is a section of a tree, and then in there is charcoal, and then at the center of it there is a linseed oil dipped piece of wood, so that you need nothing else but the self-burning grill to get your fire going. So you drop a match in that center thing, that ignites the little pieces of wood around it, which then ignites the charcoal, and then you can throw a grill plate over it or just hold food over it on spits. And when you're done, there's nothing left because the entire grill burns, since the grill itself is kind of made out of a piece of wood.
So you don't want to put this on your wooden deck or something.
No, you do not, because then there'll be nothing left to the Bernie grill or your wooden deck. If you want, you can throw it into if you have a steel grill, you can put it in there, or you can put it on the ground on some stones or something if you're out camping. But then you'll only be left with some ashes.
So is it like a lazy man's thing? Is it an eco-friendly thing?
It's both. I think eco-friendly because there's no mess left behind, and it's easy because basically all you need is one or two matches to get it lit, and then it's done. It's ready to go. And they make two different versions. There's one they make a medium and a large. One is 9 inches wide, about 5 inches tall, and the other is 15 inches wide. And it varies ever so slightly because, as they say in their press release, that it's actually made from a tree, so they can't always get the exact same dimension tree to work with. But and they're relatively inexpensive. I think online the medium is $9.95 and the large is $12.95.
Yeah, we're watching the video now. You're with the
one of the spokespeople from the company.
Yeah, we're one of the spokespeople of the company out there, and he's actually demonstrating it, so you can actually see it in action. And hopefully, you're not standing too close to that, because it gets.
It seems like a pretty easy, and the price is not $9 and $12. I think to a lot of people who aren't really deal with wood a lot, That's pretty expensive for wood. But I guess the convenience of it all, being shrink wrapped and kind of all pre-cut and pre-drilled.
Yes. I think you're right. I think it's for somebody who doesn't do a lot of grilling and maybe is going to have a party or something and doesn't want to bother buying 50 pounds of charcoal because they're not going to use it for the rest of the summer. This is a way to just get a one-time thing with no work involved at all.
Yeah, this reminds me of these fireplace starter logs. That you can spend $4 or $5 for one or two of those logs, and granted, you certainly can pick the small wooden and really build the fire, or you can toss one of these logs and do it. And it's just a heck of a lot easier. And I think that's sort of the same mindset. Just you want to get it done, you want to get started, and you don't want to,
Yes, and this is a wood that gives the meat a flavoring that the ready log will not. I mean, it will give it a flavoring, but probably something you don't want. Oh, this tastes good. What is this flavor? Sawdust? I like it.
No, it's termites that would.
No. That's actually carcinogenic. That's good.
Yeah. There are bugs in the wood. They add that special flavor. Yeah, exactly.
I like that resin. That resin aftertaste is nice too.
Okay, so again, $10 and $13. The small one's $10. The large one's $13.
Did they say where are they hoping to kind of plop this on the shelf at Walmart, or where are they hoping?
They were there. They said a lot of local hardwares have ordered them, but they're hoping to get a bigger display chain going, which is one of the things at the hardware show that's kind of fun, is that you get to see products that everybody knows about already, but then you also get to see products that are new to the market. And one of them I'm going to talk to you about is kind of bizarre.
Right.
It's kind of fun because you get mom and pop people there with kind of weird things that sometimes work out very well.
Yeah. Now, this next one is we actually had them on the show.
Oh my goodness!
It's been literally a year. I just looked it up. We had them on. If anyone out there wants to go find the archive of the show, we have everything on YouTube and places like that. July 31st on a Friday, 2015. We had the CEO on.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, we can skip over that. That's
no. It's been a year, so probably good to catch up.
Also, then they had the Go Sun Sport. Did they have that giant one that is only in the?
I think that was the original. Yeah.
Yeah, the original one, and the Go Sun was just on the cusp of. We had Patrick Sherwin, who was the CEO of the company, on the program back in 2015, and. Talking about this, but yeah,
the Go Sun Sport was like their new Kickstarter that they were hoping to start, but we never actually saw a finished product of that.
Oh, okay. Well, there it is. So it's a way to solar cook, and I never understood. It's solar cooking. I thought you put the meat like right on those panels, and I didn't realize that the oven is in the center of the solar cooker.
Yeah.
And that slide the oven drawer out and put what you want to cook in it, and then slide it back in. And it seems that the sun sort of knows that it shouldn't go above 550 degrees, because I looked at two different units, one quite large, and then I looked at the new Go Sun Sport, and the gentleman who was demonstrating it said that they both average cooking at about 550 degrees. I don't know how you actually physically turn the sun down when you decide you want it to be cooler than it is. I guess with the oven you can slightly close the reflectors if you want. But they're beautifully made. Did you see them in person?
No, we did not see them in person. No, but they have lots of videos and how they're done. Didn't see them in person, but I know like the center glass tube is made out of like Pyrex, the ones that they make like the cooking glassware out of.
Yes.
So very, very sturdy, but also very compact looking.
Very compact, and the big reflectors. You think, oh, how am I going to carry this thing around? The reflectors close, and then the legs of the unit that it's propped up on fold all the way up, and they become the handles.
Right.
So it's a very nicely engineered device.
Just don't go out on a cloudy day, and
That's right.
exactly.
Yeah, bring one of those Bernie barbecue units with you, and you can put it under your solar cooker
Either
on rainy days.
Yeah, one or the other is going to work. And speaking about barbecue, there are all kinds of barbecue grills out there. I would talk about solar and thing, but when we talk about traditional backyard barbecue,
That's my passion. I love barbecue grills and barbecuing, and the more burners, the more stainless steel you can get, the better.
Right.
Oh well, then
Dick has found one that will make you drool, because this is what you calling this the most high-end backyard barbecue you saw.
Exactly, and there were a lot of grills at the hardware show. So this is called the Prestige Pro from Napoleon Grills, and this can grill up to 42 hamburgers at one time.
If you're really hungry,
if you want to feed everybody in the neighborhood, it has 8 burners. Then one side of it there is a marinating pan, but under that is an ice chest, so you can keep drinks cold. The other side of it is another infrared side burner, and that has a ceramic brick that can heat up to 1,800 degrees in about 30 seconds.
Wow.
It is amazing.
And
interior cabin lights.
And it glows blue. We actually that was one of the things on our barbecue. We have it where all the little knobs have a blue light underneath it because it's very attractive. Unfortunately, they don't last very long. You have to be careful. Barbecue grills, although they're stainless steel, you don't want to you don't want them to get rained on and other things, because they can glitch away.
Yeah, they get rusted and things like that.
Yeah, well then I guess the thing is to buy one of those custom covers, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when you say that didn't last long, are you talking about like it doesn't last more than 2 years or 5 years? Or?
The one that we got, the blue LEDs. I mean, this one actually has like the LEDs encased, so it kind of has like backlit by the LEDs.
Yes.
The one that we bought actually has like a little pinhead size LED light that shines down onto the knobs, and that only lasted about 2 years. So,
okay.
And then
well,
it kind
it's
of
better than
went away.
the year before when Craig made you stand outside with a little flashlight and hold it on you as he needed it.
That still happens.
Yeah. So this is way up there in price. This is $3,000.
Oh, $3,000. Wow.
$3,000. Free shipping, though, which is good because it weighs, I think, 350 pounds, something like that. And it's not their top of the line. Turns out that was the biggest one that I saw, but they make one with an additional grilling chamber that I believe adds 4 more burners.
How many burners can you use?
I know. This one already has 1,140 inches of cooking area. So I don't know how much more if you can already make 42 hamburgers at one time, I think that's pretty as much as most people are going to ever need.
Now, is this propane or will it actually hook up to natural gas?
Either way.
Yeah, we have our natural gas. Yeah.
Yeah. And then if you want, there's a way to turn part of it into a charcoal barbecue, which I don't know why you would want to do that after spending all that money.
Yeah.
But, when you order it either for propane or natural gas, and then they alter, I think, the chamber inside where the interior lighting is to either accept a 20-pound cylinders in propane.
You know, it's interesting because at that price, you think they would see the one that we got, Dick. Basically, it would work either way. You would have to buy the natural gas adapter, which is basically was a hose with a little gauge on it.
You know what? It probably is that way. I am zero barbecue. I just happened to see that the when I opened it, I saw a slide-out shelf had a a cutout that the propane tank went in, but I didn't. You're probably right.
Yeah, and then you use that bottom area for storing other things, you know.
Right.
Exactly.
And you even said ice chest there for a second, which is very, very different.
Yeah.
than than what I'm used to. But you guys say 1,100 square inches of cooking space, and who needs 38 burners, whatever this thing has. I'm just sitting here drooling. It's like, I want that so bad.
Well, now Craig knows what you need for Christmas.
There you go.
Exactly. Because sometimes you have those days where you want to cook 6 rack of ribs and 20 burgers, and then what are you gonna do with your hot dogs? Wait, no, you want more space.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect reasoning.
You have to please everybody at all at the same time, and that's
Perfect reason.
And that is, and the blue lights are nice because as it starts to get dark, it adds ambiance to
it really does. As a matter of fact, that's what got my attention walking down the aisle in the convention center and watching. And said, "Whoa,
yeah,
this
the
has
lights,
great lighting. Oh, it's attached to a barbecue."
Yeah. That's how it caught our attention with the one that we have here. We actually saw it at the I think it was Home Depot had it on special, and they had of course they had the lights on, and we went by and went, whoa, look at that,
Yeah, exactly. We are everybody's still attracted to things that glow, light up, and shine.
That's it, exactly.
Well, and I should probably look through the rest of your gadgets before I ask this, but. Grilling gadgets, one that we actually got that wasn't actually good at all was this light kind of bar. Like I don't know if you remember like the old flashlights that had like the tube light bulb in them. And it was one that would attach to the handle of your grill so that when you have your grill lit up, the light would shine down onto your food, kind of giving you that little bit of extra light. That thing was such a piece of crap because it died due to heat. Because it's right over. So I was wondering if you were out there.
No, I did not see
any lighting solutions.
I
for
did not see any lighting solution.
I know who made that too, but I'm not going to mention them.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, lighting solutions for grills is my sticking point because I have to go out there with a flashlight and be like,
yeah.
Okay.
Nice. All right, so and here's another really interesting thing. For those of you who, for some reason, don't like your fire to be orange, you can change the color, and it's the Mystical Fire Campfire Fireplace Colorant.
Yes, so this came via my co-host on the GizWiz, OMG Chad, and since I was doing barbecue gadgets, he made a little video too. For something called Mystical Fire. Now, this is not to be used. I think Chad said there's several places on the package where it says you don't cook over this fire because it changes the fire to many different colors. And what I always check out is Amazon reviews. As long as there's like 50 or 100 reviews and people like it, I take that as a sign that it really does work. And this had 942 reviews, giving it 4.6 stars out of 5 stars. So it's just a fun way if you're sitting around a campfire and you want to have, some lighting effects. You burn 1 to 3 packs at a time, but it's relatively inexpensive. You get a dozen packs for $8 and change.
So you're saying it's not good to cook food over it?
It says do not cook food over this because God knows what is in there that makes those blazing colors.
You might come out with a green steak or something.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, if I paid attention to chemistry class, I'm sure I
could figure out what it is.
Did they say how long the packs last? Like, is it like a 5-minute thing?
I think it's a matter of minutes, like 5 to 10 minutes or so. But it's a great effect. After
the colors go away, then you can cook your steak on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure, why not?
Just the marshmallow. All right. Well, again, this is we're out at the National Hardware Show, and I have a question for you, Dick, and that is, when is a lock not a lock? Sounds like a setup for a con.
It does. I'm walking down the aisle there, and there are all these padlocks on this gate, and it says the not a lock. I'm saying to the man, "What do you mean not a lock? You have 30 locks here. Are these not locks?" And he said, "You know how people don't have a lot of money, so they just buy a fake security camera, or they have no money at all and they just put up a sign that says security system?"
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah." I said, "You know, there are a lot of companies make. As a matter of fact, I did a whole thing for ABC about security gadgets, which included fake security gadgets." And you know, you hear security experts talk and say that if there are two houses side to side and one of them has a fake camera and a fake sign and one of them has nothing, why even chance that they don't have security? Let's just go to the house with no sign of anything.
Right.
So this is what the not a lock is. And I just find this so amusing and so clever. So the not a lock, you pick it up, it's very, very heavy. You tug on it and you go, well, this is no good. It's locked and I don't have a key. But if you give it a good snap, it unlocks because it's not a lock. It is a way to make something look like it's locked. Especially now I do have a use for this. At the marina, each boat is allowed to have one dock box. But all the dock boxes have to be on something called C dock, because C dock is the stationary dock and a very wide dock. So the dock boxes can all be there and people won't fall over them. But if I'm doing a project, I walk back and forth 3 or 4 times because I need different tools or some cable, and you dial that dinky combination, and I always think, you know, I'm just going to leave the box open, and you think, oh, but then, so this is just perfect for that, is you leave the locking lock on until the day you're going to use the dock box a lot, and then stick this guy on there, and anybody walking by is going to think, well, I'm not going to, that's locked. I don't have a bolt cutter that is big enough to cut that lock. But if you want, you just pull down hard on it and it opens. And the guy said, think about a gate latch. You know, you slam a gate and then the little tongue finger comes up under there. He said that's what's inside this lock. When you just pull on it, it feels like it's locked. But if you give it a good tug, that little pin at the bottom pulls on back and lets the shank unlock.
Now, how did he come up with this idea?
You know what? I asked him that exact question. He said, look, we have lockers everywhere in the plant, and we have people roaming around, and we don't want to have everybody carrying keys or trying to remember the combination. And he said, let's come up with something that we can just snap, and all of us who work here know that what they look like and that they're not locked. And that guests roaming through will think, my gosh, they lock everything up so securely here. And he said, and then we thought, you know, maybe other people would like this. So we started making it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It looks like a master lock.
It looks exactly, it almost looks like, I should have asked him, it almost looked like they went to Master Lock and said, can we buy, you know, 1,000 locks with no innards and put our own innards in?
It looks like that. It doesn't have the master logo on it, but it looks exactly like one
like
of
a Master Lock.
Yeah,
and they probably did that on purpose so
with
that you would was.
With the multiple layers of metal. You know.
Yes, and then the little plastic ring on the bottom, so when it hits the side of the locker, it doesn't scratch anything. And they're $15, $14.99.
So it's and again, you don't have to worry about the keys and everything, and you're right. It's a deterrent. You know, if someone's gonna fiddle with it or pull down hard on it, it'll open. But you know, most people, they see it's closed. You just don't even think about that. You know, it's there.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would not put it on my even my $1,500 bike.
Yeah.
But if you want to, like my dock box, I have some tools in there, but I think it's safe enough that people are just going to roam by and say,
yeah,
well,
very clever.
Yeah.
Very clever. Very clever. I like it. Yeah, it is a very clever device. All right. Again, Dick DiBartolo, the GizWiz, is here with us for the remainder of the show. And again, if you're watching, you can actually see the different things at our live video stream with Ben. Or if not, just head over to the GizWiz.biz website, or you can go to ComputerAmerica.com. We have a link to it there. And just click on the non-paid lackey fun on Computer America when you're at GizWiz.biz, and you can follow along with everything we're talking about. And I think we only could start this one because we have only about a minute, Dick. But
Yep.
If you have two guys named Chuck and you have one drill, this is gonna work, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's one drill with two chucks, and it's from Works, WORX, and Works. It's a drill driver, and you drill a hole, then you take the drill bit out, and you put the driver in, and you drive the screw. So why not have two chucks on one drill, and a little red button at the front? And so leave both bits in all the time.
Clever.
Drive the hole, pull the red button, spin the chuck, and then drive the screw. Very fast.
Very fast and very convenient. And you're right. I mean, otherwise you have to you have to take one out and put the other one in and do this. And this, it's just both.
It's a process.
Yeah. And it has LED lighting on your work, and it comes with 2 batteries, and it's under $100 for the kit. Just coming out now.
There you go. Okay, one drill, 2 chucks, and again for about $100. We're going to take a short break, and then we're going to continue on. You listen to the Computer America Show. Dick DiBartolo, the GizWiz, is here with us as we continue looking at some of the really cool gadgets that he finds for us. We'll take a short break, and we'll be back with more. Please stay with us. Hi, this is Craig Crossman, host of the Computer America Show. You have important meetings to schedule. Your company's getting ready for its IPO, and you're in charge of the PTA fundraiser this month. So how do you coordinate everyone to be available at the same time? Are you still using emails, phone calls, even text messages to schedule meetings with a group of people? How's that working out for you? Not so great, huh? It's a fact that every day, millions of people suffer from scheduling headaches. Well, with Doodle, scheduling meetings with a group of people is quick and easy. With Doodle, you can easily propose available times to each member. Each one checks off the times that they're available, and then you simply pick the time that works best for the group, all in an easy-to-read display that integrates with your existing calendar. Nothing could be more simple. Give Doodle a try for free, and like millions of Doodle users, you'll truly see how easy it is to find the perfect date and time for all your meetings. That's www.doodle.com. Looking for a best friend? Brother Wolf Animal Rescue has your best friend waiting just for you. The mission of Brother Wolf Animal Rescue is to help build a sustainable, no-kill community where no dogs or cats are ever killed for population control, where true euthanasia is reserved only for animals who are irremediably suffering, or for animals who are truly a threat to society and with no hope of rehabilitation. Brother Wolf staff and volunteers go door to door, neighborhood by neighborhood, to educate citizens about local resources available for at-risk pets and to help their families connect with those resources. Brother Wolf's community-based approach to no-kill helps keep family pets healthy, happy, and in their homes and out of the local shelter system in the first place. For more information or to make a tax-deductible donation to this wonderful 501c3 organization, visit their website at www.bwar.org. Help to realize Brother Wolf's vision when no animal is euthanized for lack of a home.
Who's a good boy?
Hey, so what if computers have more memory than husbands? Hi, Marty Winston with a News Tips Bulletin Review for Computer America. This time, it's bug bite thing. We're not being rude, but bug bite thing sucks big time. When you get a bee or a wasp sting or a mosquito places a packet of poison into your skin, this works like the most macho toilet plunger ever, scaled down to dollhouse size. Or you may want to think of it as a hypodermic without the needle, configured to withdraw rather than inject. The outer body is about the size of a penny roll. A T-shaped plunger inside has an O-ring on the far end, a top cap keeps it in place, and a reversible bottom bell helps it fit larger or smaller skin areas. Tug the T, and it draws out the insect venom that makes you itch or hurt. Bottom line, make your first response to a bite or sting a sucky time with a bug bite thing. Marty Winston, News Tips Bulletin for Computer America.
Welcome back to the Computer America Show. It is 30 minutes past the hour, and that Marty Winston actually just reminded me of a story on the local news here last night about this poor lady. She was bitten by a rattlesnake.
Yeah.
And taken to the hospital and had to get like 6 or 7 doses of antivenom, and at $20,000 a pop.
Yeah.
And she was sent home with a medical bill of like $200,000.
Yeah.
For one snake bite.
If she had this,
I don't think it would have done for rattlesnakes.
Maybe not.
Probably not. Probably not. But yeah, that's weird. So welcome back to the Computer America Show. Dick DeBartolo joins us for the whole hour, and we are talking about all these different gadgets and tools and whatnot that came out of the convention out there at Vegas. All home goods and grills, and we just finished up with this with drill from Works. I'm not familiar with tools because I don't like to be a man, but Works, is that a popular name brand?
I know them from the show, and I've seen a lot of the stuff at the big box stores.
I've
Home
seen
Depot and Lowe's.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, I'm trying to gauge if it's kind of reputable or if it's kind of one of those one-trick pony.
No, it's reputable.
No. I mean, just judging by the amount of equipment they had at their hardware booth, they make wireless mowers. They make a lot of tools.
Wireless mower? You mean like no pull string, or you mean like no charging cable?
Wireless mowers, in as much as you nail down a perimeter around your lawn, and then you just tell it, go mow that lawn.
Oh, so like a Roomba.
Yeah, robotic. Yeah, robotic. You have that? You have a robotic mower?
No. We had a Roomba for a while, but that doesn't do grass. Or I'm sorry, it doesn't do grass well. There we go. Yeah.
We make Ben wear a metal suit, and then he goes out and does.
Oh, that's it. That's good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyhow, as we're doing this, again, you can see everything at GizWiz.biz. Click the non-paid Lackey Fun on Computer America, and you can follow along. And this next one, if you want to look cool and you want to be cool, and you want to stay cool, well, then you need the Shady Breeze.
Yes, the Shady Breeze is a collapsible outdoor chair with a built-in totally adjustable canopy. But then in that canopy is a 2-speed fan that actually does quite well because it was very hot in Vegas, and this was outdoor in the tailgate section of the hardware show. And so I sat in it for a few minutes, and it's a really nice, cool breeze that comes out of the fan. And then there's a side pocket for your phone or reading material, and 2 cup holders. And what I like about it is it's USB powered. It comes with a little external battery charger that you can power the fan with. And I said to the guy, everybody, or not everybody, but almost everybody has another external charger for their phone. I assume you can just unclip yours and clip in any one of them. And he said that was true. And there have been, in past years, lounge chairs and sun chairs with fans, but I've never talked about them because they use like D batteries or C batteries, and you're talking about like 6 hours of use out of 4 D batteries. So not only is it wildly expensive, but you're ending up with a ton of batteries in landfills. So I like that the Shady Breeze uses USB rechargeable, and
you would think that someone would come up with a solar powered version of this, because
that should be next, absolutely, because the reason.
Yeah.
Yes. You could probably go to Goal Zero and get one of their solar panels that converts to USB and put that on top, and then have endless
Exactly.
for free electricity.
Because solar panels are becoming so efficient these days, and I could see, and he has enough room on top of that canopy to put a panel on there. You probably can run that thing,
Yeah,
just definitely.
I think you could. But this is the stepping stone. That'll probably be next year's hardware show.
There you go. Did you suggest it to him, or?
I did not.
Ah,
I didn't want to break his heart because he probably just sunk all his money in this.
All right, but it's certainly affordable.
Well, I guess if you find yourself in a position where you don't have your servants around to wave your palm fronds at you, this is a suitable replacement.
Yes, it is.
I get it.
Absolutely.
Although servants with palm fronds are always nice to have. Okay.
Convenient.
Now we all know that we've all heard the saying, and it's very true, that if you build a better mousetrap, the world will make its way to you, and they will buy it. And there's we've heard time and time again, can they build a better mousetrap? And there have been efforts to do so, but evidently, you stumbled upon a better mousetrap.
I did, and I don't have a big mouse problem here often, but if ever they're doing construction in the building next door or even in the same building, always ends up that you get one or two mice who are disturbed and go, I gotta find a quieter place to hang out. and setting mouse traps, I absolutely hate it. I usually have my spouse, Dennis, I say, Dennis, you love to do little things. Set this trap. And, you set you try and get that little bar into that little piece of metal.
Yeah, you can use a finger, really.
Yeah.
Powerful.
That's not the hard part. The hard part is now that you have it set, to try and get it under a piece of furniture without it going off. So I saw this Snap-E mousetrap. The company's called Kness, Kness, and basically you just push down. There's a metal bar across the top. You just push that down, and it sets the mouse trap. Then it has a giant lever with a kind of recessed area where they suggest peanut butter, and the little recessed area is a good idea because they can't hit and run. Sometimes New York City mice are very smart. You go out in the morning, the cheese is all gone, and the trap is not unset. And I don't know how they can do that when a human being can't do it. So this is an easy to trap to set the trap off. And then also when the trap goes off, a yellow handle comes up, and you can actually use that to dispose of the mouse trap. So you don't have to. It's not quite.
So it's a one-time use kind of deal.
Yeah, you know what? I was looking at reviews online, and a lot of people totally reuse them because a lot of people are saying, "Oh, this is so easy to use," and they're plastic and metal, and so I get to reuse them a lot.
Would you want to eat a dead rat in there?
No, I would. Well, they make this is the mousetrap, but they do make a rat. No, especially when you buy them in bulk. I mean, they gave me one at the hardware show, and I thought, I'm going to buy a couple of these. And I looked online, and I bought 4 of them for, I think it was $8, or let me see, I'm looking here. I got 4 of them for $9. So yes, I'm not going to reuse them.
Yeah. They're like mice trap are always they're not the most glamorous thing to talk about, but one of my favorite is of course the ones that you don't kill, like the live trap ones, and one of my favorite ones is if you're watching the video portion, I'll describe what kind of happens, but this is this actually went viral a little while ago. I don't know if you guys remember this one. But it's a metal 5-gallon bucket, and there's like a straw going through the middle of it, and they put a Coke bottle, or you put any kind of soda bottle, and they cover that soda bottle in peanut butter. So when the mouse tries to kind of crawl across the bottle to get the peanut butter, as he's about to do, Yeah, the soda bottle, which is on the straw, just kind of rolls him off into the bucket.
Okay.
And
And then he can't climb out until you
Right.
bring him down the park or something?
yeah, and then you release him well away from your house. So,
Right. In the neighbor's backyard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, somewhere nice. But yeah,
Okay.
but I've used kill shots before, and I really like the fact this one comes with like a little handle, because sometimes it's kind of hard to get a nice finger grip where you aren't touching rat. So.
Yes, no, absolutely, absolutely, and also it is a very strong spring on this. So as the guy said, you don't have to worry about an injured mouse, which is like the worst thing in the world,
Oh,
because you feel so sad.
sad that you injured it. Yeah. It's
Or
awful.
even worse, an angry mouse, because
And
you hit him on the head.
yeah.
It's right there with Angry Birds, Angry Mouse. Okay. All right. Now there's a magazine called The Time to Play, and evidently you found 3 fun gadgets from their spring preview.
Yes, Time to Play magazine. I actually think it's a trade publication, and they have a spring show where they have fun gadgets for kids, probably more geared toward outdoor fun. And I met this young guy, I think he was 19 or 20, who designed this whole line of rubber band guns called RBS, Precision Rubber Band Shooters. And he said, "You want to try to shoot at some targets?" And I said, "My vision and eye coordination," I said, "I'll shoot at the target and hit the lady at the front door." He said, "No, it's gonna be totally different with this." So I tried it, and it is very accurate. It has a little sight on it, but he said it doesn't fire the rubber band straight ahead as most rubber bands do, but it kind of spins it through the air, so that I guess more of an area will be hitting the target. And also by doing this, it's not the fierce sting you get if someone accidentally shoots you with a rubber band.
Accidentally.
Yeah, accidentally. As a matter of fact, I had him shoot them at me several times. And although you've been hit with a rubber band, it's not that
Right.
kind of thing. And they're kind of futuristically designed, and they're relatively inexpensive, $15 to $20. The 2 larger models actually look gigantic, but if you want, you can slide them apart and then have 2 separate rubber band shooters. But if you want to use it in its full form, it can shoot a rubber band about 30 feet. So they're very clever, and it comes with some paper targets and things. But in general, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it looked like you were having fun. Watching the video. Yeah.
The design is definitely something different. I think if you're watching, Dick's video there, yep, that was you holding it up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of extreme.
And again, it's so amazing when you go to these events and the CEO is 21, and they come up with something and get it designed and get a company going. It's very exciting.
Okay, well, we have time to do a couple more here. Obviously, for, anybody who's watching TV knows that there's going to be yet another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie coming out.
Thank goodness.
It's out. It's out.
Yeah, with what's her Fox and she's and then the star who plays the Green Arrow, he's in it too, and
a lot of non-names thrown around there, Craig.
The technology though of the movies has when the first one came out, it was a bunch of guys in suits, and now the it's all CGI, and they do some incredible stuff.
Well, although the toy, and don't ask me why I know this, but I watch a lot of cartoons. I just told you why. This looks like the television show kind of Ninja Turtle, and not the movie Ninja Turtle.
Okay.
Yes, I think they probably designed it with more what kids might be familiar with,
right,
than the movie. Yeah, but it was time to come out with Out of the Shadows, the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. It's from a company called Jakks Pacific, and it's basically a remote control skateboard for kids 4 and up. and it's a very simple remote control. There's just two buttons, forward and no reverse. The other button is spin. So you start him going forward with the forward button, and then you hit the spin button and spin him. And when he's facing in a direction you want him to go, you let go of the button, and then he's off in that direction. And what's also clever about it is if he falls over, you hit the spin button, and his arms are designed in such a way that as he spins, his arm hits the floor and stands him back up again.
Yeah, that's clever.
Yeah, so it's clever. So kids aren't, running all over and say, "Oh, I fell down again."
Yeah.
And it's going to be exclusively at Walmart, and it's due out in August.
Very cool. Very interesting. Very, very cool. Okay.
And I don't know who's driving it, but hitting a lot of walls and people. Oh, she is.
Yes, I know. I think it was the PR lady, because I think the demonstrator person wasn't around.
Okay. Like there are a couple casualties in there, but it's okay. No. And again, $60.
$60.
Yeah, $60. All right. So in that spirit, and Plaything, if you're looking to put a lot of bounce in your step, this next gizmo looks really slick.
Yeah.
Thunder.
Thunder.
Yeah.
This is a new trampoline from an Australian company, and they make trampolines that start at about $550, but they have this series called Thunder that has this elaborate spring system. As a matter of fact, if you look at the picture on my website, it almost looks like this woman, even though it has, they say, the highest safety net of any trampoline made, she looks like she's going to fly over the top of it. It was designed by people in the Australian Olympic team, and it's very strong. In their video demo, they actually drop a car on it to show you how strong it is.
Wow.
And I didn't try it because the line of kids waiting to get on it was long, but it certainly looked well made, and the kids were having a heck of a time. But this big version here with all these goodies is up around $1,600.
Wow. But it still looks like it's well made.
Yeah, it's very well made, at least from what I saw.
I like the fact that they got away from the giant metal coil springs.
Yes.
And it looks like they're using some kind of not fiberglass, but whatever kind of metal, like a big metal spring, like whatever doesn't, when you land on them, pinch your leg hair and rip it out.
Yes, exactly.
It's using leaf springs, really.
Leaf springs, that's right.
Exactly. So you really won't get hurt using them. Now this next item, this is very cool. I mean, we want to do a security system, and one of the things you want to have cameras, and you have to have a camera in every single room. And if you have like 5 or 10 rooms, and then you need 5 or 10 security cameras, wouldn't it be great if you found a way to have the camera itself go from room to room? And that's what this is.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of funny. It's from an event called Tech Day at the Pier, and it was all startups. As a matter of fact, many of them were such small startups that they would have a mock-up of what the thing might look like, but it was 10 times the size of what it would be. So I did find a couple of close to marketplace devices, and this was one of it, and it's called Orbii, O-R-B-I-I, and the object is it has a camera in a ball, and then via Wi-Fi from anywhere in the world, on your phone, you drive it through various rooms, let it stop, so that you can see what's in that room, and you go, all right, that room looks good, and then you can drive it around to another room. And I asked the guy, I said, what do dogs think of this? And he said, well, a couple of people have prototypes, said the dogs love it. They can chase it around, and you can be watching it rolling through your house from your smartphone. It's 360-degree camera, tilt and pan, HD. The guy said it was. They're also working on a bunch of additional elements that they'll be able to insert in it. The temperature in the house, the humidity, air quality, so that you can also check on your house that way. And it's going to be about $300, and it hasn't even gone on Indiegogo yet, but it may be there by now.
It is indeed there by now. They have about 50% of their goal, so they're well on their way with plenty of time to do it. But I hope this thing is fast enough to outrun the average person, because I could imagine someone breaking into your home, and then you keep an eye on them, but you have to keep running away so that they don't
But
catch
you know
your
what?
ball.
I do believe you can talk through it too.
Ah.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
Uh,
I've got TNT inside me, and when I hit your leg, you're.
or the police are on their way. Get out of my house.
There you go. There you
I'll
go.
be reasonable. Okay, whatever.
Very cool. All right, and then there's a next one here again. For those of you who have, or you're on a motorbike or you're looking for, it's the first technology for action sports. Basically, it turns any helmet into a smart helmet.
Yeah, this we met the guy who designed it, who was in an automobile, a motorcycle accident, and he said all I remember was the screeching of brakes, and then I woke up in the hospital, and I had no idea of where exactly what happened. So he decided to design a camera for helmets that would not only save video upon impact, but would have an accelerometer, a gyroscope, microphone, speakers, would save the location, snap a photo, save the video, so that you would know. It's like I said, is it like a black box for a helmet? And he said that's exactly what it is. So you could analyze an accident after the accident and know exactly what happened. But also you can also just use it as an action cam with the added ability that it would automatically save footage in an accident.
I've noticed that I don't know if it's just the increase of these smaller cameras that you can mount to your helmet or what, but more and more motorcyclists are, not just to look cool or not just to, kind of see what's going on, but just like dash cams are getting more and more popular, helmet cams are getting more and more popular just to prove that, that person really did cut me off, that person really did do this.
Yes, absolutely.
Just as safety.
Absolutely. And when they first came out, we would see them, they'd be $1,000, $1,200.
Right.
But now they're in the $300 and $400 range, and they're important. So and they're making them much smaller, which is, you mentioned, is very good. You're not adding a lot of weight or a lot of wind resistance to your helmet.
Dick, I don't know if we have time to do another one, but again, if you want to, our listeners, if you want to see more all the cool things that Dick has found for you, again, go to GizWiz.biz and click on the non-paid Lackey Fund on Computer America. You can see them, or you can just go to his website and see all the cool things that Dick. The non-paid Lackey Fund on Computer America is just the items that we're talking about on today's show, but he has so many more cool things at his website, and we highly recommend that you go there to see it. What are you up to these days, Dick?
Let's see. If you get ARP, it's finally out, and it's the Real Mad Men, and it's people who have been contributing to Mad Magazine for more than 50 years, and in that. So Sally Field cover.
You have Sally Field on the cover of Mad Magazine?
No. She's on the cover of ARP, and Mad is in.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say, with the tie-in with that.
And Sunday Chad and I found out that we're up for a podcast award as Best Tech Podcast. I don't know what we're doing in the tech category since we clowned up a lot, but it's fun to be nominated for that.
Well, congratulations. All right.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely. Well, that's terrific news. And again, when is the next Mad Magazine coming out?
Next Mad Magazine is coming out in the next couple of days, and it's an interesting article. It's called "When City garbage bins become too specific. Do you have it in your town where every street corner now has 5 bins on it?
Yeah,
Coffee-
guys are
yes,
crazy.
yes.
Blue ones, yellow ones, green
Yes, yes, yes. So this is
and this for bottles, this one's for cans, this one's for
Yeah,
bottle tops, whatever, Yeah.
Yes. Well, this is when they go too far, so you can look for that. And that'll be out in the next 2 weeks.
And it's nothing but a picture of Japan because it's even worse over there.
Well, Dick, listen, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure having you here on the show. We're gonna have you back again next time. Let's see, when is the next time? It's gonna be you're gonna be on in June.
90 seconds.
Exactly. So on the 29th of June. And coming up on, stay with us to the end, obviously, please. Coming up tomorrow, we're going to have Curious.com. This is basically a website which basically goes on the concept that if you stretch your brain learning science, basically you every day you're happier, more successful, you live longer, all the good things. We're going to have the company's CEO and co-founder Justin Kitch.
60 seconds.
Justin Kitch will be joining us on that show. And it should be fun. And, of course, in the second hour, we'll have computer and technology news brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. Hey, listen, don't forget that our social media winner of the week is going to be tomorrow because on Friday and Monday we have no live show, okay? So it's going to be a best of. So we'll have our social media winner of the week tomorrow. Again, thank you all so much for being with us here. And so Ben and I will see you here, same place, same time, and same station. So until tomorrow afternoon, this is Craig Crossman hoping that your hard disk never becomes floppy. We'll see you tomorrow.
Have a good one, everyone.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye. Woohoo!
10 seconds. Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Okay, again, everybody, thank you so much for watching.
Okay.
All right, Dick, thank you.
Soon you're going to have to get a new catchphrase for the end because people are going to go, what's a floppy?
Ben used to say that
That's
all.
a good
line. All right, everybody.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
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 Bye.